All right, halftime as the Kings are beginning a 4-game road trip in Salt Lake City against the Jazz. Nice job towards the end of that first half. The Kings played very well in the first quarter. They jumped all over the Jazz. They had a 12-point lead, and right now they lead 61-52. Welcome here to the halftime show. Jerry Reynolds for the moment. Rhino, your thoughts on that first 24 minutes of action?
Best first quarter of the season. Second quarter got sloppy with the ball, 7 turnovers.
Yeah, they did have a lot of turnovers in the second quarter. Jerry, good to have you on with us. What did you see in that first 24 minutes?
Well, I thought the defense was really active pretty much the whole time. And as Ryan pointed out, I thought, just the Kings' sloppy play there in the second really allowed the Jazz to kind of stick around because it allowed them to get out and get some easy looks. But first quarter, excellent. The overall offense was good for the first half other than turnovers. So, just need more of the same.
Boy, what about Sabonis? What a half for him, huh?
Yeah, boy. I mean, he just brings it every night, and then, of course, it's great to see Keegan come back and have a really strong offensive half as well. So looks like, everything's clicking pretty good. I mean, Kevin Huerter just looks like the Kevin Huerter of a couple of years ago, doesn't it? Really playing with a lot of.
What a big difference. What a big difference to this team.
Yeah, amazing coming off injury and how well he's, just has been amazing to me. So, but he proved some time ago that he was a really good player and has proven it again.
Absolutely. His rhythm right now is incredible. Many of those turnovers in the first quarter that the Kings forced the Jazz into were started by Kevin Huerter with his active hands.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can also see when you go back, when Kevin Huerter plays like this, and we talk about last season, when he got hurt, then Monk got hurt. I mean, obviously that's a lot, but I think Kings fans, and I really mean this, they underappreciate Kevin Huerter. And I think Kevin Huerter's a guy that the fans love to jump on, love to get on. But as Jerry said, you know what? We've already seen him play very good. He was a very good player in Atlanta. And I thought in his first year in Sacramento, he played pretty well. That was not the case last season, and then he got hurt. But it's not like this guy's not a good player. He's a good basketball player.
And even last year, with him out, let's face it. I mean, the Kings' bench was just totally depleted. No Monk, no Huerter. I mean, they just really didn't. And I mean, their bench isn't very strong right now. I mean, Coach Brown's kind of playing it with a thin bench, but you're just hoping that basically they can solidify that. With Carter maybe getting available and Orlando Robinson maybe can give them something, but they just really need a little deeper bench than they currently have.
Yeah, everybody needs a fall guy, gentlemen. And Kevin Huerter's struggles, minus the open looks that he missed last year, were as much to do with the way the Kings were defended and their lack of adjusting to that defense.
Yeah, the second year he just didn't get the dribble handoffs. Teams played that better. Certainly is still a part of the offense, but I thought teams really, they do scout in the league, and they took some of those things away. And I mean, and I think, definitely seems like he's moving really better without the ball. And I mean, he and Domas have always been on a pretty good page. Looks like they're right back to where they were.
Good half, guys, but not much from the bench. Mike Brown electing to only go with 3 reserves, and they didn't do much in that first half.
No, you need more from Monk. I mean, he's a key guy. So, you need, I think you're going to need him to kind of get a little bit of something going. Ellis is good. If he can just give him good solid minutes off the bench, that's probably fine. I guess I still am disappointed with Lyles. I mean, I understand he really hadn't probably got his game legs under him yet, but they need more from him.
Yeah, decision-making, too, by Trey. Offensively, there's been some bad shots. I thought that there was one there tonight. The Malik Monk, I get that he wants to fly, but Jerry, he's getting caught in the air too much, too early in this season.
Yeah, well, that's Malik, boy. I mean, it's like you take him or you leave him because he's gonna do those things. And the nights when it's working, you think he's the second coming of Pete Maravich or something, and then the very next night he's Molly Putz, But but
who else was like that? You remember who else did that all the time? Was John Barry. Remember John got all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, John, yeah, John. That's almost a danger zone with John because if he had 2 or 3 good minutes, that he was going to try something really extra special the next couple of
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah. Pretty good though. I like all in all. I really like what I saw in this first half. Again, both teams did play. So I'm talking about 24 hours ago. So no team has an advantage. Listen, the Kings are better than the Jazz. I think you can just watch and you can tell the Kings are better than the Jazz. I think the Kings are going to win this game, but I think the Jazz aren't going away. They go 0-4 and they're in deep trouble in this tough West Conference.
Yeah, the Kings are really catched them probably at the worst time because they haven't won a game, and like you say, they've got some offensive players. They're a little bit, they're definitely a little bit soft inside,
Yeah.
and so you can get a lot of stuff in there as Ox is proven, but yeah, they've got some guys that can shoot the ball, and obviously Market didn't have a great half, but he's capable of having a great half.
And Dallas won. They beat Minnesota in Minnesota. So that's a nice back-to-back for Dallas, winning at home against the Jazz and then going into Minnesota and beating the Timberwolves 120 to 114. So the Mavs picking up from where they left off last year. And I want to let you know that the Nuggets and the Nets are going into overtime. The Nuggets are off to a sluggish start. So, again, there's 82 games, and the Kings are trying to even up their record at 2-2 with this road trip. This is a table setter for the road trip here. This is one of the games on this road trip that you're absolutely expected to win, and so far so good, guys. That's the bottom line. So far so good.
So far so good. Absolutely right. And you got some teams on this road trip you really not only can beat but probably should beat.
Should be.
And
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean as much if you don't get this one because this is definitely one you just must have to have a great road trip.
Well, and we know what these Kings team can do. If they get a couple wins in a row, they'll string together a stretch of 5 of 7. So that's why I think tonight is so important as well. Get that momentum going after that first win. Keep it
Really, with the exception of Miami on this trip, they're all teams that you really feel. I mean, at least I do feel the Kings are better than. Now, and Miami isn't just knocking it out of the box, but they are Miami, and at some point they're capable of playing at a high level.
Yeah, the Kings, for whatever reason, don't seem to play very well in Atlanta, even when Atlanta was not good. It's always a dead arena. There's nobody ever there. You have to create your own energy. And for whatever reason, I just remember walking out of Atlanta, Jerry, so many times with knowing that you had a superior team talking about what the hell just happened,
Yeah, the only time I can sort of remember going in there and getting a comfortable win, Page had a huge game against them one night. Just kind of it was one of those games that was close and Page just went off. And but like you said, most time you kind of walked into that building thinking, "Well, we should beat these guys." You walked out pissed off.
Yeah, and by the way, for the folks that are looking ahead at the schedule, when the Kings go from Atlanta to Toronto, Toronto's got a game the night before too at home though against the Lakers. That's a very challenging back-to-back. Atlanta to Toronto. That's going through customs and everything. That's going to be a more challenging back-to-back. But first things first, go out and win this second half. All right, and you are feeling much better after your 0-2 start. That's all that matters right now. I know we as fans are looking ahead to the whole road trip, but you need to finish this second half, and that will really set up the rest of this week.
Yeah, I'm counting on this team coming back to the road trip over 500, and it's going to be hard to do that if they don't get this one. So anyway, take care of business second half, and then you guys, you take care of business on the post game and get to talk about the win.
We'll do that. Jerry, thank you very much. We appreciate your input, and we will talk to you for the Atlanta game coming up at the break. Thank you. A little bit earlier for you. That's good for you, Jerry. That's good for your schedule and your bedtime. I'm very happy about that.
It really is. I appreciate that. I like this earlier time too, by the way.
That's good. All right, Jerry. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry.
All right, good stuff right there from Jerry Reynolds here on the post-game show or the halftime show. Don't forget, we will have the post-game show. I should have asked Jerry for a final score prediction. I messed up on that. So I'll ask you, what do you think? Final score?
Final score, I'm going to say Kings 119, Jazz 111. I think the Kings stop passing up great shots for good shots, which leads to less turnovers, and they ultimately roll.
Yeah, I got them 122 to 108. I think the Kings are going to win this game. For those of you on the stream, What's the final score going to be? I do think the Kings are going to win this game. I just don't think the Jazz have enough right now. They don't match up. They're just not as good as the Kings. And I think Fox is going to be more assertive shooting the ball here in the second half. I know that, I'm looking at his offensive total right now. I think he ends up closer to 25 points. Right now, he's got 9.
Yeah, if the Kings come out and have a third quarter like they did last night, Grant, where De'Aaron was aggressive, got downhill, can get at him right off the bat, I think that is a great formula. The other thing, they got to keep him off the offensive boards. Utah is a very good offensive rebounding team. They held him to only 6 in the first half. Need to keep that up.
Hey, don't forget, check out the website, ifyoudon'tlikethat.com. We got some new merch available for you. Again, that's ifyoudon'tlikethat.com. You can go to my website and you can check out the new merch. It is very easy to do. And there's new merch that's going to be added here in a few days as well. So just go to the website, ifyoudon'tlikethat.com. Also, you can check out all of my videos that I put out on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube. I'm hitting the market now. You know what I mean, Rhino?
Yeah, you're making the tour. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like,
Good
what
job.
the hell? I might as well, piss off people and antagonize them with my rants and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, these cell phones have AI. You might as well use it these days. Start getting all these websites. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so 61-52. Just give me your one key that you think the Kings must do to get this W here in the second half.
Malik Monk has to give him something off the bench. Only 7 bench points in the first half. You got to get somebody going from that second unit.
I'm with you. I was just going to say the same thing. All right, talk to you after the game, everyone. Thank you very much. Kings at the break lead 61-52. We're back here right after the game. Bye-bye.